so-called good old days weren't all that great. Fairy tales may end with everyone living happily ever after, but that has never been the case with nursery rhymes. With all the potential lawsuits and pressure from the head honchos in storybook land, we had to become proactive and open up this clinic.
Is that why you went to medical school and became a doctor?
That's right. There's just too many freak accidents around here. Something had to be done. Either we change the way we do things here in nursery land, or we'll all become quaint footnotes in the history of children's literature. Then kids would have to learn their rhymes from rappers and pop singers. Ooh. Have you made your rounds this morning?
Yes, Dr. Goose. The patients have had their breakfast and are ready for you to visit them. There was one problem, though.
Problem?
With little Miss Muffet.
Again?
I brought her her breakfast and she went postal on me. She heaved her raisin and cinnamon oatmeal across the room and started slapping at herself, screaming that hairy things were crawling all over her. Then she jumped out of bed and started stamping on the raisins, screaming, "Die! Die, you alien hairball!" Freaks me out.
I was afraid something like this might happen. Oatmeal is too much like curds and whey. It triggered her post-traumatic stress syndrome, causing her to flash back to that unfortunate episode with the spider.
It took 3 orderlies to restrain her. I gave her the sedative you prescribed, but it still took a while for her to settle down. I had to lock her up in a pumpkin shell. That ought to keep her well.
A pumpkin shell? I suppose a rubber room would be cost prohibitive. Let's keep her on a diet of solid foods. No oatmeal, no cream of cauliflower soup. I don't even want her to have vanilla pudding. Otherwise, she could have a total breakdown. We'll discontinue her desensitization therapy for a day or 2 until we can get her stabilized.
That girl is totally off her tuffet.
We're not here to judge our patients, Nurse Gosling, only to relieve their suffering as best we can. Now, would you please file this for me? I'm expecting a visitor later today, and I want everything to be in order.
Visitor?
Yes. Dr. Zhivago, Chief Medical Officer of the Storybook Land Medical Center, is coming by for an inspection.
Inspection?
They can't understand why nursery rhyme characters aren't living happily ever after. The insurance companies want to shut down all the neighborhood clinics and transfer all of our patients to the main Storybook Land facility.
Oh no, they can't do that.
Yes, they can. That's why I want to make an especially good impression on Dr. Zhivago.
Count on me, Mother Goose. I mean, Dr. Goose. There I go again.
I'm going to treat a few of our outpatients. Let me know when Dr. Zhivago arrives.
Yes, Doctor.
Hello, Mac Jr. How's Bessie's calf today?
Fine, Doc, fine. Bessie's daughter is attending Nursery Land U on a high jump scholarship.
I meant her leg.
Oh, poorly, Doc, poorly. Bad habits are tough to break.
Still jumping over the moon, is she?
Yup, and she ain't so sprightly as she used to be. Time was when my pa, MacDonald Sr., thought it was right amusing to see a cow jump over the moon. Made his old hound dog laugh so hard he about bust a gut. That was many moons ago, and old Bessie just ain't got it in her no more. But it's so ingrained, you can't help but take a flying leap when the moon is full.
Yes, old MacDonald had a warped sense of humor. Never knew what was going to happen next on his farm.
You said it. Time before last, old Bessie tipped to the air and almost pricked her udder on the point of a star. Nearly gave a whole new meaning to the Milky Way. Woohoo! I even tried tying an anchor to her tail, but she took it with her and got it hung up on the man in the moon's earlobe.
There, Bessie. How does that feel now?
Moo!
What do you expect? I told you to stay off it, didn't I?
Moo!
If you keep aggravating that injury,
Not to mention aggravating me.
I may have to put you in traction.
Moo!
And if you're in traction, you will be able to graze in the meadow. I'll have to feed you lawn clippings.
Moo! Moo!
It's still just a pulled muscle, but you've got to keep it wrapped. Readjust the bandage every 8 hours or so and keep rubbing in that liniment I gave you last time. It will help keep the muscle relaxed and warm.
Whatever you say.
And Bessie, no more jumping over the moon. Leave that to younger calves.
Whoa.
That about wraps up old Bessie. How's your cat's violin elbow?
I've given up on that fool cat, Doc. She just won't set that fiddle down. I'm as understanding as the next man, Doc, but I can tell you, it just ain't natural for a cat to play the fiddle. But with all them catgut strings and all, it's like a pig eating pork chops. What's a body to do?
Then again, her rendition of Turkey in the Straw shows remarkable sensitivity and insight.
I prefer the banjo myself.
Well, you bring her in if her sore elbow flares up again, and tell her no more Vivaldi. Too many notes.
I will, Doc. Thanks a heap.
My pleasure.
Come along now, Bessie.
That old MacDonald sure had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. All this paperwork then has to be scanned and uploaded to the Storybookland Medical Records Division. This is not why I took up medicine. I'm here to heal people, not push a pencil. Hello. Do I know you?
Oh, Dr. Goose, you got to help me. I'm desperate.
I'm having a little trouble placing your face.
I was in here just last week.
You were? Why don't I recognize you?
I'm the Cricket Man.
Crooked Man?
Yes, I live in a crooked house by a crooked mile away from here.
Oh, of course. Now I remember. I gave you that chiropractic treatment. Straightened you right out. You look great. Straight as an arrow. I must say, I didn't expect such success after only one treatment. What can I do for you?
I want you to change me back.
Change you back?
I want to be crooked again.
You're kidding. Why would you want to be crooked again?
It's just awful. First of all, being so straight now, I can't bend in either direction. I haven't been able to tie my crooked shoes all week, which is just as well because my straight feet don't fit my crooked shoes anymore. I found a crooked sixpence against a crooked style and couldn't pick it up. My crooked cat wouldn't speak to me, and the crooked mouse ran away.
Well, I told you, your life may need some readjustment.
I want my body readjusted. Who's going to restore by an uncrooked man who lives in a crooked house? The mirror, my rhyme's all messed up. If I can't get my story to rhyme, I'll be evicted from nursery land.
Well, I can't very well make you crooked again. It wouldn't be ethical.
I'm going crazy. Now that I'm so tall and straight, I've discovered I'm afraid of heights. I keep on my head on the crooked ceiling. I keep filling my crooked spoon. I can't even eat curly fries.
I wish there was something I could do.
If you don't help me, I'll do something desperate.
You don't mean...
Yes. I'll crawl inside an accordion and let someone play Flight of the Bumblebee until I'm crooked again.
You can't do it. It's not scientific.
I don't care. I got to be the way it was before. Please, I'm begging you.
Oh. All right. If you're sure you'll be happier.
I promise. Now that I know the alternative, I'll never think about being crooked again.
All right, lie down on the bench. It goes against my nature, but I've got to do it. Might be a little uncomfortable.
Try wearing crooked underwear for a week and tell me about the comfortable.
All right. Exhale.
You did it! I'm back to normal! Oh, thank you, Dr. Goose, thank you! I'll never forget this, not even for 100 crooked years.
I'm glad you're happy.
You bet I am. I could on my knees for joy. Well, goodbye, Dr. Goose.
Goodbye, crooked man.
Thank you again.
Dr. Goose! Dr. Goose! Dr. Goose!
Ugh!
Are you right? Did you hurt yourself? Can you stand up? Oh my goodness.
Oh! Oh no. No, no, no.
Dr. Goose, come quick.
What is it, Willie?
There's something wrong with this old man.
Which old man?
You know, the one who plays knick-knack on his thumb and gives a dog a bone before rolling home.
What happened?
Well, last night I was running upstairs and downstairs in my nightgown the way I usually do. And around 8 o'clock, I made my rounds through the town, checking to see if children were in their beds.
You're lucky you got us with such an easy community service assignment, wee Willie Winky. Next time you might go to jail. Being made of snakes and snails and puppy dog tails is not a legitimate defense for baking 24 blackbirds in a pie.
Anyway, I went up to this old man's house, and he was snoring like crazy. Shook the rafters.
Is that all? It's all right. He's made an appointment to repair his deviated septum. The whole town is chipping in to pay for it.
And it's a good thing, too. His snoring was so bad, Circle Simon stuck pennies in his ears and put a bucket on his head.
We'll have to talk to that boy. Something of a moron, but his heart's in the right place.
Then we had that big storm last night. It was raining and pouring, and still the old man was snoring. Right through the thunder and lightning and everything.
I thought that storm sounded a little strange.
And I went up by his house this morning, and he still hadn't gotten up yet.
How curious.
It was nearly 8, and he hadn't played knick-knack on his gate. And you know how he always does that.
This could be serious. Anything else?
I rapped at the window and cried through the lock, but he still wouldn't get up.
You did the right thing by coming to me, Willie.
I think he might have bumped his head on the headboard of his new waterbed.
I'll bet you're right. I told him he was too old for a waterbed, but he wouldn't listen. Said it reminded him of his early days floating in a teacup with the baker and the candlestick maker.
What are you going to do?
Sounds like a house call to me, Willie. Let me get my bag and we'll go right over to his house. Nurse Gosling, come in here, please.
Yes, Mother Goose?
I mean, Dr. Goose. I have a house call to make.
A house call?
It's one of the things that make having a neighborhood clinic superior to a big city medical center. Watch the clinic while I'm gone, will you?
You're leaving me here alone? With all these sick people?
I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. Dr. Zhivago shouldn't be here till later, but if she arrives early for the inspection, text me. Lead the way, wee Willie Winky.
Right.
Oh dear, whatever shall I do? Oh no, another emergency! What shall I do? Oh, help. I know. Alpha Turk. I know how to do that. Excuse me, young man. I have some questions to ask you before Dr. Goose sees you. Won't you sit down? We won't get very far at this rate. Calm down, young man. Calm down. That's better. Last name, first name, middle initial.
Nimble, Jack B.
Nimble Jack B. I see. And who's your insurance carrier?
Fireman's insurance.
All right. And what seems to be the trouble?
I burned my dairy hair.
You burned your what? Speak up.
My rear end.
Oh dear.
Where's Dr. Goose?
Dr. Goose is away on house call, but she instructed me to take over in her absence.
I'm not burying my keister for anyone but Dr. Goose.
Mr. Nimble, I'm a nurse. I've seen more bottoms than I care to remember.
I don't care. I want Dr. Goose.
She's not here. Here we go again. Jack! Jack! Jack!
What?
How did you manage to sustain such an injury?
Well, I'm going to be a Hollywood stuntman someday. So I'm in training. I saw a movie where disguised in an ancient Peruvian tomb, and everything's on fire, even the floor. Just a flame shooting all over the place. Abrams jumped over them. It was really cool.
Sounds like nonsense to me.
No, it was great. And I thought to myself, that doesn't look so hard. So I put a can on the floor and lit it. That back into the wall to get a good head start.
Oh no.
That took off. I was barely across the road, 9 miles an hour. Bullet clock struck one. And a mouse ran right down my path. I swore to miss him, but I just wasn't quick enough, I guess.
You mean?
That's why mouse and claw climbing days are over.
Oh dear.
Then I tripped and landed.
Right on the handle.
It came as a shock, I'm telling you.
You're clothes didn't catch on fire.
The flame went out the second one on the count, but
But
you see...
the hot wax!
Ah!
You hot waxed your caboose? Soaked through the paint and burned you.
Yeah!
And you won't let me take a look at it?
No! And the worst of all is on my way over here. A street vendor tried to sell me hot cross buns.
Sounds like your pride is hurt worse than your gluteus maximus.
I guess I just won't specialize in fire stunts.
Good.
But I'm working on another one. It's a high fall.
Mr. Nimble.
There's supposed to be this baby in a cradle at the top of the tree, see? Because someone thinks to wake a rock baby to sleep.
What a ludicrous notion.
So the kid, played by me, is at the top of the tree. And the wind is blowing, and the branch is swaying. When crack! The branch holding the cradle gives way.
No one in their right mind would leave a baby in a tree.
The cradle is dangling from the broken branch by a thread. I'm falling out of the cradle, clutching a blanket or something. When the bough breaks, the cradle falls. I lose my grip. Then I grab onto another broken branch. And then I plummet down to the branch. Crash to the ground.
What are you going to land on?
What do you mean?
How are you going to break your fall?
I haven't figured out that part out yet.
This is the kind of thing that would only happen in nursery land. I wish Dr. Goose were here. She'd know how to knock some sense into your noggin.
Well, I better be off. I'm feeling better now.
You are?
Yeah, they did my next time cured me.
But I've already started your chart. The Storybookland Medical Records Division is very strict about these things.
That's not my problem.
Are you sure you're all right?
Sure, some are tough. Besides, I'm in training.
Well, I'll save this chart. I have a feeling you'll be back. Soon.
See you in the movies.
That boy should change his name from Nimble to Numbskull. Better file this before something else happens. If Dr. Chicago closes down our clinic, how would a boy like that get to the Storybookland Medical Center? No one in all of Nurseryland qualifies for a driver's license. Oh, hello, Mr. Spratt. Mrs. Spratt, how are you today?
Fine. Thank you, Nurse Gosling.
Where's Dr. Goose?
She had to make an emergency house call, but I'm expecting her back any time now. Won't you have a seat? We'll begin the nutrition exercise group in just a minute.
Has anyone else come yet?
No, you're the first.
Maybe we have time for a trip to the snack bar. I'm starving.
Dear, we just ate before we came.
I'm hungry again.
It's because of all that health food you eat. It doesn't stick to your ribs.
Alfalfa sprouts are better than greasy burgers any day.
I'll be right back. I'm just going to go file this chart.
See what you've done? You embarrass the nurse with your bickering.
I get cranky when I'm hungry.
You licked the platter clean.
I want more tofu couscous.
Look at me. I'm not hungry.
You've got a different metabolism.
I eat real food.
And I suppose wheat germ isn't real food.
You won't catch me eating germs. Or bacteria either. Yogurt? Ugh.
The live acidophilus bacteria in yogurt are an aid to digestion. Siberians have been eating it for generations, and they live to be in their 90s.
They're probably cranky too. Why, hello, Mr. Spratt. Mrs. Spratt. Hello, Polly.
Did you bring anything to eat?
No, sorry. Just a pot of tea.
That's all you ever bring.
Tea is the most social beverage of all. Why, the best way to make a friend is to offer her a cup of hot tea. That's true.
Unsalted rice cakes with nutritional yeast sound friendly to me.
And the variety of teas is simply endless. There's your basic black tea, orange pekoe tea, Earl Grey tea, chamomile tea, peppermint leaf tea, hibiscus tea. Here she goes. Rose tea, raspberry tea, chicory root tea, chai tea, ginger root tea, safflower petal tea, wild cherry bark tea.
There's no stopping her.
And there are so many ways to serve it. There's hot tea, iced tea, sun tea, filtered tea, TNT
kettle on. Polly, put the kettle on. We'll all have tea.
You will? How very nice. I just happen to have a thermos of eucalyptus leaf tea. Very good for the sinuses.
At least it's something. I'm famished.
Tea is so civilized.
It's my life.
We know.
All rise for the Queen of Hearts.
How very kind of you, but completely unnecessary. At this clinic, we are all equals. We each have our secret obsessions with food, and Dr. Goose is helping us all back on the road to recovery.
Every time she opens her mouth, she makes a speech.
Where is Dr. Goose anyway?
She's on a house call. I think we should start without her.
I agree. I've got to get home and get something to eat. Peter Pumpkin Eater has given me a recipe for dry roasted pumpkin seeds and oat bran batter.
And I have a leg of lamb roasting.
It's probably swimming in cholesterol and trans fats.
I don't care. I like leg of lamb.
Better not let little Bo Peep hear that. She's lost her sheep again and doesn't know where to find them.
Just this morning I saw that Mary had a little lamb. Maybe it's Bo Peep's.
No, she was watching it for little boy Blue. He's working 2 day jobs and a night job as a security guard. Sleeps under the haystack, poor boy.
Well, this leg of lamb doesn't belong to Mary, Bo Peep, or Boy Blue. I got it at the market.
Enough talk about food. Let's get on with the session.
We can't very well have a nutrition lesson without Dr. Goose to lecture us.
Does anyone have anything they want to share?
I do.
Go ahead. You're among friends.
All right. I'm the Queen of Hearts, and I'm a sugar fiend.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, Queen.
As you know, my need for sugar has been controlling my life for a long time. It started when I was a child, when my father, Old King Cole, taught me to add sugar to my already sugary breakfast cereal. Said it would make me a merry old soul. And as a young princess, I used to hire Jack Horner and Bobby Shafto to go trick-or-treating for me. And when I got married, I ate the entire wedding cake. All the guests were furious, but I just can't stop eating sweets.
There. Would you like some eucalyptus leaf tea?
Yes, please, with honey and 6 lumps of sugar. Oh, no. See how it happens? My husband tried to cure me of it, hired Wee Willie Winky to bake 4 and 20 blackbirds in the pot. Blackbirds are no replacement for lemon meringue, I can tell you. And I have a deep revulsion to eating birds while they're still sinking.
I can understand that.
The other day, I made some cherry tarts, and then some Nate stole them before I could eat them. I suppose he did me a favor, but if I ever get my hands on him, I'll wring his scrawny little neck.
Wow, you're even crankier than I am.
And that bullshit Jack Horner, who helped me get started on sugar in the first place, keeps sending me plum pies with all the plums missing. He sticks his thumb in and pulls them all out. The creep.
Queen, calm yourself.
I can't help it. I need sugar or I'll go nuts. I've tried artificial sweeteners, saccharin, aspartame, Splenda, but they just aren't the same.
There's always carob instead of chocolate.
Never.
Is there anything we can do?
Just telling my story helps.
Maybe Dr. Goose can do something for you.
I hope so. Otherwise, I'll have to go to the Storybook Land Medical Center to see a specialist. I just can't face the publicity, the paparazzi, the scandal. It would ruin me. Oh,
Maybe we should move on to the exercise portion of our session.
I agree. If we wait too long, the tea will get cold. Nurse Gosling! Ready for our aerobic workout?
Let's get moving.
All right then, everyone get in line. Now, remember, our nutrition and exercise groups at the Nurseryland Clinic emphasize a balanced diet and moderate exercise. Not like the superheroes in mythology books. We're not interested in bulky muscles, just good health. So as we go through our routine, if anything hurts, stop. All right then, here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8. You got it. Go you. You got it. Let's see those hot shots at the Historical Clan Medical Center beat that. Good job, everybody. Check your pulses and catch your breath. Since Dr. Goose isn't back yet, why don't we call it a day and make up a nutrition session at a later date?
I'm all for that. Let's eat.
1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, shut the door.
Well, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't so good either. I hope Dr. Goose will be back soon. Oh, there you are.
Anything happened while I was away?
Not much. A couple of walk-ins in your nutrition support group.
You handled everything?
Of course. I'm a professional. We don't need a big-time medical center telling us how to run our own, do we?
That's what I hope Dr. Zhivago will say when she gets here. I'm proud of you, Nurse Gosling. Well, I'm back now, so you can take a break.
Did your house call work out all right?
Oh, yes. As I suspected, this old man couldn't get out of his new waterbed on his own. By the time we got there, he'd sloshed around so much, he'd made himself seasick. Looked cleaner than peas porridge in the pot, 9 days old. But with a little fresh air, he's up and about and is playing knick-knack on his sticks, even as we speak.
Well, that's a relief. I guess I'll go freshen up.
Good idea. Maybe now we can get things ready for Dr. Zhivago's visit. Come in.
Is this the Nurseryland Clinic?
Yes, come in, won't you?
I need to see the doctor.
I'm Dr. Goose. What's your name?
I'd rather not say.
Everything you tell me is confidential.
Okay, you can call me, Blondie Curls.
Blondie Curls?
Yeah, I've got a problem.
Do you want to tell me about it?
It's all confidential.
Professional ethics.
All right, I'm not from around here.
I know. I'm familiar with everyone at Nurseryland, and I don't recognize you.
I'm from the fairy tale forest.
Then why don't you see Dr. Seuss? He's got a neighborhood clinic like ours in Fairy Tale Land.
I don't want it to get around, about my problem.
It's that embarrassing?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, it all started when I ran away from home.
A prescription for disaster.
Yeah, I know. But it's the same old wicked stepmother thing,
There are an awful lot of dysfunctional families in Fairy Tale Land. It's a miracle there are so many happy endings.
So anyway, I was trampling through the forest, and I came across this house. No one was there. By this time, I was starving, and I saw 3 bowls of porridge on the table. And I thought to myself, Goldie, I mean Blondie, this is your lucky day. I stuck my nail file in the lock, fiddle around for a while, and click, the door swings open.
Breaking and entering. No wonder you want to keep this visit secret.
Yeah. So, I taste the first bowl, but it's way too hot. Scald my tongue. So I'm not healed because of my tongue. So anyway, I go to the second bowl and pour in a bunch of milk. But now it's way too cold and soupy. Yuck. Then I go to the third bowl and pour in just a little milk.
And it was just right?
Too boring. Needed sugar, but I was starving, so I ate it anyway. Next, I decided to taste the joy. Check it out. And there was this great big chair, all carved and polished, and I sat in it. but it was too hard. Then there was a cushy-looking one with embroideries and doilies and stuff, but of course it was too soft. Then there was a little chair, a rocker, and I sat in it, and it was just right.
That piece of junk fell right from under me. Bruised my elbow on the armrest.
I see. Nothing I can do about that. It's not a serious bruise and should feel better in a couple of days.
I want to come all the way over here to show you a bruise.
Then please, continue your story.
So here I am in this house. I get hurt twice in 2 minutes. I figure I better lie down or something before I go into shock. Then, in the next room, there were 3 beds.
So 3 bowls of porridge, 3 chairs, and 3 beds. I see.
The first one was too hard. The next one was too soft. The third one
Was just right?
no, it was filthy. Looked like somebody with muddy paws had slept in it all winter. But hey, like I said, I needed a place to crash. And I slept for, I don't know, about an hour, I guess. Then I heard a noise in the next room.
What did it sound like?
Voices. One was real gruff, and I thought, uh-oh, I don't want to tingle with him. Another one was all sickly and sweet and soothing. And then the third one was a high, squeaky voice. You know, the kind that can peel paint off walls. Anyway, they were muttering about the porridge and the chairs. And I figured I better hightail it out of there before I got caught. I jumped out the window and took off.
Any idea who they were?
Who cares? I figured I got a free meal. And now, trouble is that's not all I got.
You took something with you.
Yeah, lots of little things.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Are you kidding? What is so great about fleas?
Fleas?
Must have been in that dirty bed. I'm crawling with them.
I see. I do have some disinfectant soap that should do the trick. Normally, fleas don't stick around with humans once they've washed out. Now, I want you to go right home.
Home? I'm never going back there.
Do you want to live with fleas for the rest of your life?
No way. I can't let my friends see me like this.
Okay, then you need to go right home and take a hot shower. Use plenty of the soap. It'll smell like a medicine cabinet for a day or 2, but it will get rid of the fleas. And no more running away.
Yeah.
And no more talking back to your elders, young lady.
Okay, I'm sorry already.
Yes, you are. You are the sorriest excuse for a fairy tale character I have seen in a long time. I just can't imagine what must be happening to teens today.
Can I go now?
Yes, you may. Just remember, we can't all be princes and princesses and live in castles, but we all must do the best we can with what we've been given.
Yes, ma'am.
That's better. Now run along home, Goldilocks.
You know my real name?
I've been telling tales since before you were born. I knew you'd right off, but you're still a good girl at heart. Only a good girl can make up such a silly name as Blondie Curls.
Don't tell my dad I was here. Okay.
I told you this would be confidential, and I meant it. But if you ever get into real trouble, I'll need a parent's signature in order to give you treatment. And don't think an apple a day will keep me away.
I'll stay out of trouble, I promise. This was way too close for comfort.
Now run along home and take that shower.
I will.
Dr. Zhivago could walk at any time. I've got to get this clinic organized. Nurse Gosling! Oh, there you are. Are we ready for Dr. Zhivago's visit?
As ready as we'll ever be, Dr. Goose. At least the tarts are in order.
I think she'll be more worried about how we treat our patients and handle emergencies than our paperwork.
The clinic itself is in shambles. Only the files look tidy.
What's wrong now?
The 3 blind mice are stumbling around, bumping into the walls.
They're so disoriented. Who'd have thought mice depended so much on their tails for balance? I wish they'd been able to recover their tails. If they'd gotten to me in time, I might have been able to reattach them. Being that they're as blind as bats, and the farmer's wife was after them with a carving knife, they're lucky they got out of the kitchen alive. What else is wrong? Old Georgie Porgy is trying to kiss all the girls again. If we don't keep him in quarantine, he'll give the chicken pox to everyone in the clinic. That would be a crying shame. Use restraints if you have to. He's got to stay in his room. We're all out. I'm using them on the 24 blackbirds and to the burns on their wings heel. Someone sure burned their beaks.
Then put him in a pumpkin shell next to Little Miss Muffet. That should keep him well.
Yes, Doctor.
Anything else?
Old Mother Hubbard brought our dog through the back door. Thought it had a bone lodged in its throat. I performed the Heimlich maneuver. The dog's fine, but the floor needs to be mopped.
Right. I'll look in on the 3 blind mice and the 4 and 20 blackbirds. You get Georgie Porgy into a pumpkin shell and mop up after Old Mother Hubbard's dog. With any luck, we'll finish in time for Dr. Zhivago's inspection.
Right.
Oh no.
Jill! What happened?
My junk from her dad. That's what happened.
What's on your brother's head?
A bucket.
Why doesn't he take it off? Is he embarrassed about a pimple on his nose?
What did he say? He said, it's stuck.
It was another one of those.
I know. A freak accident. They happen all the time in nursery land.
We were on our way up the hill to fetch a pail of water. It's one of those things you have to do when some goofball digs a well at the top of the hill instead of at the bottom. Anyways, Jack was showing off, as usual, and tripped over a rock. First, he went down, then I came tumbling after. As he was rolling down the hill, the pail somehow got stuck in his head. He was wearing a plastic crown. You know, the kind you used to get with Happy Lunch at the London Bridge before it went under? Anyways, as near as we can figure it, the crown wedged itself tightly onto his head and embedded its points into the bucket.
Oh, it's on there all right. Can you breathe? What did he say? He said yes. He just can't see where he's going.
I guess we could cut some eye holes for him. And maybe one for his mouth so he can eat.
Wouldn't it be better to take the whole bucket off?
Sure, that's a second opinion, I guess. Actually, I like your idea better.
So, how are you going to get the pail off?
Sometimes, when a lid is stuck on a jar, I wrap it on the counter, then twist real hard. You're right. We could fill the bucket with soapy water and soak his head until it comes off. It works for rings stuck on fingers. True. One more idea. We could get a power saw.
I think that if we work with it, the crown will break up inside the bucket and free him. I'm sorry, Jack, but getting your head out of the pail is more important than saving your plastic crown.
You don't understand, Dr. Goose. Ever since the London Bridge fell down, those Happy Lunch crowns have become collector's items.
Why don't you and Jack put your heads together? It's either break the crown or get out the power saw.
What do you guys think? Should we get out a power saw?
Well, break the crown, Doc. All right, I'm going to need everyone's help. Jill and Nurse Gosling take Jack's legs. I'll try to work the pail loose. Jack, lie down on the bench. Oh, that's right. You can't see it. Nurse Gosling, please lead the patient over to the bench. All right, everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I think I got something to give that time. You all right, Jack? All right, this time let's get all we've got. 1, 2, 3. I think it's getting late. Here it comes. Dr. Zhivago, I presume? Oh, dear.
Another one of your freak accidents, Dr. Goose?
Actually, there's a logical explanation.
I'd love to hear it sometime, but meanwhile, you and I have an appointment.
Yes.
Come along, Jack, Jill.
You the head doctor at Storybook Man Medical Center?
That's right.
Quite an operation you got there, Doc. Very impressive. My cousin Pierre needs some stitches after running with a wolf. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Come on, sis. Let's see if we can fix my crown.
Well, I'll leave you two alone. I have a few menial tasks to perform. Oh. Sorry about the bucket.
Just the case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Would you care to sit down?
Thank you. I guess you know why I wanted to meet with you?
It's because of the accidents we keep having in Nurseryland. I do my best to prevent them, but nursery rhyme characters just aren't as carefully developed as fairy tale characters.
I understand. Really, I do. That's why I wanted to meet with you.
To close down my clinic?
To what?
You want to close down my clinic because we're not all living happily ever after?
Whatever gave you that idea?
I just assumed since you run a huge medical center with lots of resources, you'd assume you could do a better job than I.
But that's not at all why I'm here.
And I want to tell you right off, I'm not going to fight you. Your staff and equipment are far better than mine. I'll retire from medicine and go to law school.
Law school?
You'd be surprised how much crime there is in Nurseryland. Knaves stealing tarts. Slumlords keeping large families in shoes. Tweedledee and Tweedledum forever getting into mischief. And somewhere out there is a crazed farmer's wife with a carving knife.
I had no idea.
So if you want to shut down my clinic, I'll not stand in your way.
Dr. Goose, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding.
There has?
Yes, I don't want to shut your clinic down.
You don't?
Good heavens, no. I want you to help me set up neighborhood clinics all over Storybook Land, just like yours here in Nurseryland.
You do?
Yes, our large medical center is fine for specialized procedures and experimental surgery, but for day-to-day scrapes and bruises, there's nothing better than a small, friendly, personalized office like yours.
But I thought everyone was living happily ever after in Storybook Land.
Are you kidding? It's a madhouse over there. The Frog Prince needs daily treatments for his warts. Cinderella steps in more glass than anyone I've ever seen. And Rapunzel? She's clamoring for a hair transplant.
Sounds just like Nurseryland.
Worse, you have no idea how grim the Grimm brothers' stories can get. Half of Hans Christian Andersen's tales are downright gruesome, to say nothing of the folk tales and fables we've got immigrating in from all over the world.
You've got your hands full.
You said it.
Maybe if we work together, we could come up with some kind of medical system for all of children's literature.
I hope so. I was talking to Dr. Doolittle about it just the other day. Something's got to be done. What do you say, Dr. Goose? Will you help me?
Of course.
Dr. Goose, it's a code 1-2, buckle my shoe.
Code 1-2, buckle my shoe.
That means an extreme emergency. What is it?
It's horrible. I'm going to be sick. I don't know how it happened. He was up on the wall by the castle.
Who?
Humpty Dumpty. I've never seen something so bad in all my life. All the king's horses and all the king's men.
Where is he now?
Actually, he's all over. Dr. Goose, do something.
Stay calm. Give me a sponge, a bowl, and 300 tubes of crazy glue. Stat.
Right.
I've got to go. I'm needed in Nurseryland.
May I assist you, Dr. Goose? Dr. Goose? Now that's a doctor.
I'm 13 years old and I attend the Public Academy for Performing Arts.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm 11 years old, and I attend Desert Willow Family School.
Hi, I'm Shannon. I'm 12 years old, and I attend Estancia Valley Classical Academy.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I go to Hubert Humphrey Elementary.
Hi, I'm Maria. I'm 11 years old, and I go to Alameda Elementary.
Hello, I'm Cameron Goodman. I'm 12, and I go to Eisenhower Middle School.
What's up? I'm Ian. I'm 15 years old, and I go to MES Charter School.
Hi, I'm Ivy Chacon. I'm 13 years old, and I go to Hoover Middle School.
Hi, I'm Hannah Bauer. I'm 12 years old, and I'm homeschooled.
Hi, I'm Rebecca Brock. I'm 13 years old, and I'm homeschooled.
And we are New Mexico Young Actors. Thank you again for coming to our show today. Your teachers have some bookmarks for you. You're welcome to get those bookmarks, and our cast will be happy to sign just a few autographs. Thank you very much.